Now, member states of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, or IGAD, are meeting in Kampala to find lasting solutions to the growing refugee crisis in the region amid dwindling funding. Uganda hosts the biggest number of refugees in Africa and is struggling to cope with the overwhelming numbers. Isabel Nakiria tells us more.
The four-day ministerial meeting of IGAD member states is discussing alternative solutions for the refugee crisis. Donor funding is dropping as the international community turns its attention to other global crises.
As African people, we need to find our own resources, which are plenty by the way on this continent, to be able to address our issues. Those who have their crisis in Syria, the crisis in Asia, of course the famous issues of Ukraine, they're paying more attention there.
Aid agencies in Uganda say they need $137 million to meet the refugee response for the next 6 months. Delegates at the meeting want resources redirected to livelihood projects like carpentry, hairdressing, or farming so that refugees can be self-sustaining. Refugees in Uganda are allowed to work and earn a living.
It doesn't pay at all keeping refugees in settlements and camps for years and feeding them for years. That is why we are advocating for an increase in livelihoods opportunities.
The World Food Programme has been forced to prioritize food rations to only those in most need due to a funding shortfall. Only new arrivals will be assisted with food. The aid agency is also identifying vulnerable households like orphan families without alternative sources of income to provide assistance. Uganda has close to 1.6 million refugees and has kept its doors open to asylum seekers despite the growing numbers. Isabel Nakiria, CGTN, Kampala, Uganda.